Okay, we got the live signal. We got the good old live signal, and I've got the GMT 9F stunner on the screen right now. So we see what time it is. You notice I'm a little bit early. Better early than late, though, I think. So let me see if I can get in and find the stream on my iPad. So it's a beautiful Friday here. It is a little bit warm, and but it's a nice day. Slight breeze. Not too humid. So can't complain here in the mid-Maryland countryside. Here at the secure location here at the compound. And we're safe as can be here. So Cheattown, California's in the house. Happy Friday, everybody. Hello, Coach Craig. There you go. And Blue Shirt Buddha is in the house. He was first, actually. Carlos was bringing up the rear there on the race to the finish. David Williams was in the house, number 3. Happy Friday, Craig and all. There we go. And so we're going to talk about a watch, and Steve saw the posting in the thumbnail. He says, "Hey, that's a Japan market only watch." I said, "Are you sure you're not going to get it or get something like it?" And he's not sure. He's not sure. But hey, I share watches that I like and that I want to talk about and that I think are interesting. Japan market or not. How do you like that? Anyway, he might call in a little while and show some watches that he has available here in these United States. But we are, of course, an international show anyway. So we got that beauty on the screen, that SBGX331 that you can buy for around $3,000. 38 millimeter watch, about 10 millimeters thin. And it is gorgeous. Can you say that is a gorgeous timepiece? I think it is. And I think it's affordable. And it's got that superb 9F movement in it. So it can take a lot of abuse. You're not going to have any high service costs with that like you would with a Patek Philippe. And that's every bit as good looking as a Calatrava. I hate to break the news to you guys. $3,000. There you go. Can buy it right now. There's places that have it. Okay, so Jimmy's in the house. He said, "Hello, Coach Craig. Hello all. Not fully online as I am watching Indy 500 tests." Okay, Indy 500. And let's see, Jaco De Jong in the Netherlands. Hi all. Okay, looks very good. Carlos in the house. He likes that affordable piece. I finally, Vincent is in the house. I finally managed to catch you live. Absolutely, we're live right here, right now. Time check, coming up on the hour here. So coming right on up. I'm going to try to remember to pause this right at 5 o'clock. I'm going to do a freeze frame. See here, we've got the power to freeze time, to stop time. We can stop Father Time, believe it or not, here on this channel. That's how we do it. Frozen, right there. There you go, folks. And again, based on the camera angles and so forth, it looks like the 5 o'clock might not be right in the middle of that hash mark, but in real life, yep, it's right in the middle of that hash mark. That's the way that all works. So, and that GMT hand looks like it's pointed right towards that triangle there between the 16 and the 18. Pointed right there, or even in this shot. GS Quartz is superb. It's a rugged watch that will require virtually no servicing for 50 years. So yeah, it's pretty cool. 3,300, you get a Datejust instead. Yeah, but I mean, the Datejust isn't going to serve the purpose of that watch. This is more of a real formal dress watch. It's only 10 mils thick. Datejust is about 11.7 mils or 12 mils, depending on the model. So this is a thinner watch. This is more of a dress watch. I think you're comparing apples to oranges there. But the Datejust is a fantastic all-around watch. I mean, I've said that many times. My first watch was a Datejust with an inch-and-turn bezel that I bought new in 1978. Oh, we're frozen frame still. Better unfreeze. I was frozen watch. I can freeze myself. See? How's that? Oh, boy. Frozen. Frozen here. We're frozen here. Time to head home. Blue Shirt Buddha cannot see that we're frozen because he's on the road and in motion. He's going to be listening. I wonder if we can freeze the audio. How does that work? We just stop talking, right? That would be called what we call dead air. I told Steve, you can't have dead air. You got to keep talking. In the car and listening. R.J. Lane is in the car and listening. That's how it goes there. Heck out. Austin, I think he means check out. Austin Daniels' channel. He's doing a 7-hour drunk live stream right now. It's awful. Oh, boy. So, Just Thoughts really is multitasking. He's watching multiple live streams. That's pretty cool. Cheetown, California says, Craig, would you rather have an oyster case with polished center links or Jubilee with polished? Jubilee's a much more attractive bracelet than the oyster with the polished center links. Absolutely, I would go Jubilee every single time. The Jubilee is a gorgeous bracelet, very versatile, and the modern ones are, by all accounts, very well made. I'd go for it. My first Datejust had the Jubilee that was made in America. Believe it or not, it was made in these United States, that bracelet. Evening, Craig and gang. Good evening, boys. Jason M. SBGX331 can be sporty. Imagine strap the leather strap to some NATO strap. Yeah, it could. It absolutely could. It could be pushed into a sporty roll. It doesn't have a screw-down crown, so to me, I don't think of it as a sport watch. I draw the line there. My sport watches have to have a screw-down crown. It's just something I'm funny about. But yeah, you could do different kinds of straps on that. You could just do like a Horween leather strap would dress it down a little bit too. Yeah, absolutely. You could do a lot with that piece, and I like the fact that there's no date, very clean dial. Of course, another thing about a sport watch, I like to have lume for a sport watch. Like this puppy here has some lume on it. I just assume that one have even thicker hands with even more lume, tell you the truth, but that's just me. As we talked about yesterday, Grand Seiko isn't going to listen to my advice anytime soon and make bolder hands on these sport watches. I don't think. So we will see about that. And so I was listening to Toyota Untold. I was listening to their podcast. It's pretty high production quality, and it's they're just advertorials, whatever you call it, for Toyota, right? But they're pretty well done, and they have some interesting guests on and some interesting discussions. And the most recent one I listened to, they were talking all about their green initiatives and all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about being efficient, and I own a 2004 Prius. Okay? It's very efficient, gets about 50 miles to the gallon. And I'm all about being efficient in a lot of ways. But they start by talking about how terrible greenhouse gases are and CO2 emissions and all of this stuff. And, hey, why can't we just be efficient and do things right because it's the right thing to do? Why do we have to glob on to these initiatives that all these organizations have where they are motivated by money, and they come out with all this false data and false reports and so on and so forth to create fervor and all these things and to perpetuate their nonprofits and all these things? Why can't we just be efficient and do things right because it's the right thing to do? Why do we have to make up all kinds of fake science and everything else to try to motivate people to do the right thing? Why do we have to do that? I mean, there are a lot of people. they probably are forced to remain silent right now because it's not politically correct, but there are a lot of people that in the past have said that the CO2 is a very good thing, that the crops will grow better, everything, you'll get more produce and all, that there are huge benefits to having additional CO2. So what do you guys think about that? On this channel, we're bucking the trends. There you go. Now, I shop at Costco, and so they don't give you those plastic bags and all that. I don't think it's a good idea to have a whole bunch of plastic and throw it away, and there is no away. I mean, I'll agree with that. There is no away. This stuff all ends up somewhere. So a lot of these green initiatives make sense from a standpoint of just practical and being efficient and doing things right. But anyway, I digress. Let's see what else we got here. Craig, what do you think about the Lexus LC500 Coupe? I personally find it to be the most gorgeous car you can get for $100K or less. Let's look at the LC500 Coupe. A lot of the new Lexuses, I don't like the looks of them that much. But let's look at this one. Let's look at it and just take a look and see what we think. That's what we do on this channel. We get right on this. Get right on it. We're going to the Lexus website. Let's see here. See if this puppy will load in. It's taking its sweet time to load. I'll cut to it when I get... Oh, there we go. There she blows. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. I'm not a fan of that big, huge grill front end, the way they did it, but it's okay. It's kind of aggressive looking, and... yeah, it's all right. There's some things I would have done differently, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool car. Personally, for me, I would buy an older LS sedan. I'd buy like an LS 460 or something, and then invest the rest of the money in something, because the LS 460 sedan or an LS 430 is so cool to drive and so comfortable. And I don't, driving a sports car on a daily basis gets old real fast. At least for me, it's just not that comfortable. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty wild freaking car. 50 miles per gallon is legit. There you go. That's right, on a Prius. Marketing is a science. There you go. Vincent says, who will spend USD 10K more on a Calatrava with dented lug with scratches all around the case? Sound like a smart guru out there. I don't think his watch was that bad as far as the condition. I mean, if you're actually going to wear the watch, you're better off buying one that's kind of beat up and getting a good deal on it, right? And then wear it. Then you don't have to worry about it getting beat up. That's the way I see that. But yeah, I think the Grand Seiko obviously would be a better move financially. And just something you could just wear the heck out of and just enjoy. So there's a big plus in that. And take it off wrist for 3 or 4 days. It isn't going to stop. Just put it right back on. It's going to be dead accurate. And with no date on it, the only time you'd have to change the time, recalibrate the time, is when daylight savings time changes, right? It's the only time you'd have to mess with it. That's pretty cool. This GS is so much better than the Calatrava, in my opinion. Vincent in the house giving his opinion. That's right. Totally agree with you, Craig. CO2 was never known as a pollutant. Uh-oh. There we go. We're challenging the status quo here. I like the Prius because of gas mileage. I hate buying something that I'm literally setting fire to. Well, here's the other thing that's cool about the Prius that I've always liked is the range I get. I can go about 400 miles if I'm pushing it, on a tank of fuel. And that's handy, especially when you're taking a road trip. It's nice not to have to pull over all the time to fill up. I could absolutely rock a 36 to 40 millimeter Grand Seiko and a Lexus. There you go. Yeah, look at an LS 430 sedan. I'm telling you, you'd be, you got plenty of room when your friends want to go on a road trip. Let's say you want to go up to New York to do some shopping. I don't know, where are you located? Are you in California? So let's say you wanted to go from LA to San Francisco, a little road trip. My gosh, you can't have a better vehicle to take a road trip in than an LS sedan. Any of them, from the LS 400 on up. The newer ones, I don't like the styling that much. The last one that I really liked the styling was the LS 460. This camera's messing around as far as exposure. It's hunting. Should have probably put it in manual mode. It's getting confused because of this white shirt. This is my Congressional Country Club shirt. A buddy of mine who's a member bought it for me one time when we went there for lunch. He was kind enough to buy me a shirt probably 20 years ago. It's a Nike, as you can see. So anyway, I'm in Chicago, but returning to California soon. Well, there you go. That'd be a road trip to do in the LS, Chicago to California. Absolutely. I like my 2009 Volvo V70R, 350K miles on it and still going strong. Whoa. Somebody's getting their money's worth out of that vehicle. Volvos, especially here in the States, are kind of expensive to maintain and keep on the road. But maybe it's easier over where you are. So there's that. I wonder if Steve's going to call in anytime soon. I'm going to text him real quick and see when he's going to, because he's supposed to call in. One of the main reasons I'm doing this show is he was going to call in. So he better call in. I'll just text him real quick. Now, can you call in now? Bam. Let's see what he says. Okay, so my next piece will be a GS. I must have a GS as I have set myself a goal within this year. Fingers crossed. Vincent in the house. What are you wearing now? Let us know what you're wearing now. If you get an LS 460L, then you could camp in the back seat and save on hotel bills. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Absolutely. The long wheelbase model. The Volvo is great. Had a S70 all-wheel drive and loved it. Hard to beat a Lexus, though. I hate to tell you guys. I hate to break the news to you guys. RJ Lane, the V8 in my Land Cruiser is bulletproof, but only gets about 13 miles per gallon trade-offs. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That Land Cruiser, the whole vehicle is robust, as is the Lexus sedan. Lexus sedan is very robust, and it'll get better mileage than that because of the aerodynamics. And it's not quite as heavy, I don't think. But, of course, it won't go the places that the Land Cruiser will go and won't carry quite as much stuff. So, yeah, the Land Cruiser's awesome. I did drive the hybrid LS 460, the LS 600 HL. It was one hell of a car. Okay, there you go. And what's neat is if you buy an older one, like if you buy an LS 430 sedan, like a 2002, 2003, something like that. I had a 2002 brand new. But they don't hold their value that well. So you get one of those, you can get a deal. And what you want to do is get the typical little old lady car where she kept it in the garage and only drove it to church on Sundays, right? Original owner. That's the car you want to buy. That's a lot of car for the money. Get one about 10, 15 years old in mint condition, and you're good to go. I'm a Rolex guy, mostly 36 millimeter case due to my small wrist size, 40 millimeters. Yeah, 36 mil, there's never been a problem with a 36 mil Datejust or day date or anything. That's a perfect size for a man's watch. Great wrist presence with those. Don't listen to these people wearing the big, huge, ugly watches. Of course, here I am wearing a 44 mil Grand Seiko diver. I make an exception for a diver. It can be bigger. Let's see here. Wiring up now. Okay, so Steve's getting ready to call in to the show. The Stevester from Little Treasury Jewelers, he's been in motion lately. I like the old Lexus W126 style too. last of the full luxury sedans. Okay, well, there we go. This gentleman knows the body style numbers. All right. Yeah, the original, the first one I had was a 1990 LS 400. That thing was fantastic. I put over 100,000 miles on it, and it was great. Bulletproof, reliable. Then I got the LS 430 2002 model. And then I got rid of that to get the Prius because I needed to put the Segway in the back. And it was too much of a pain to lift the Segway up and into the trunk of the sedan. So that's what happened there. I'm really do not into cars, but I like the Volvo and love convertible Mini Cooper S. There you go. Most people will say modern Mercedes or BMW cars are better to own than a Lexus, usually grass straws. I complain that Lexus is inferior for being Japanese. There's no, yeah, and they're the ones that the dealers love because they're going to make a lot of money on service and stuff with them. Yeah. You buy a BMW, you better be ready to spend. Spend. Same thing with a Mercedes. A Mercedes-Benz. Lexus LS is an amazing car, but a little too big for UK roads. Warren in the house says it's a little bit too big. W126 is Mercedes. It's the 1980s S-Class. Yeah, I thought that was, yeah. The only problem with the older Mercedes is you got to watch out for the rust issue. Got to watch out for the rust. LS is a big body style, though. It's not that big. I think it's just right. I think it's fantastic. Maybe not in Europe, but here in the States, it's a great size. Let's see here. Jaguar E-Type V12. Yeah, I had one of those. I had a 1974 a Jaguar with the V12. And I just, every time I would go to start the thing, I'd say, just please start. I'll give you as much fuel as you want. You can burn as much high-test fuel as you want. Just please start. Sometimes I'd have to go around to the trunk and tap on the fuel pump and get it going to get it to start. But it was a fun car. Let's see. Craig, is Chip Wong banned on this channel? He might be. Because he's kind of a nasty troll sometimes. So we don't allow any trolls on this channel, just so you know. The Maybach, yeah. No, we'd pass on a Maybach too. That's too much money to keep those running. What do you think of the new Rolls-Royce Phantom? Again, that would be a real problem keeping that puppy on the road. So no, I think I would pass on that. If you want a taste of an LX with less running costs, then look at the ES300 or 350. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. You buy one of those, it's not that much smaller. Really, it's really not that much smaller. Just like if you buy we had is it a GS300, the one with the inline 6-cylinder, 1999. I think it was a GS300. That was a great car, and it was smaller than the LS sedan, but not that much smaller. Really, a little bit narrower, not quite as long, but still, I mean, not that big a difference. I've had 2 Honda Civics Type R, and they're great cars. Yep, Hondas are good ones. BMW's a money pit. There you go. Lamborghini Diablo 99 SV, most comfortable car I ever owned for the first 100 yards. Warren in the house. I told it before, but I have 3 watches more expensive than my car. There you go. Okay, Steve's calling. Let's pick up. Let's bring Steve in the house. The Stevster's coming in the house. I got to get my headset on.
100 yards. Warren in the house.
Give me a second here, and I'll get my headset.
Watches
While
more
Steve gets
Let's pick up.
make sure that you kill your audio, Steve, so we don't get feedback. I think Steve did that. Steve, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine.
Oh, good. Okay. So, Here I am. Hello, everybody.
There you go. You've got a sophisticated setup. Now, the camera that's on you, what camera are you using on you?
That's a Nikon D750.
Okay, it looks like it's focused on the wall in the background. Can you focus it on
The
yourself?
wall is more attractive, so I'm focusing on that.
No, you're very attractive. We want to see you. There.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Right there. Well, right there.
Okay.
Hold it right there.
Well, I move around, so it's not going to...
Well, that's good, though. You're about the same distance. You're not going to go too far, right?
So
I like that
this is
tie. I like your tie. Face the camera a little bit. Let's see that tie. I like that.
I have a story about this.
The tie?
Yeah, I was in a haberdashery some years ago, and I spotted this across the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked over to it, and I looked at it closely, and I don't know if you can see on here, it's a coat of arms.
Yep.
And on the damn thing were my initials, SJH.
Well, there you go.
It's like Twilight Zone.
And you saw that all the way across the floor, the
Yes,
showroom.
it's like one of those life's weird experiences.
It's a gorgeous tie. I like it.
My SJH tie, so not sure where it came from. I'm not sure who prepared it for me, but I thank them deeply.
Well, there you go. All right. So what do you have for us today?
Well, I just want to complain about the hectic setup of this rat's nest I have going that you steered me into.
It's only going to get worse from here. So just.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really good. So I have a little announcement.
Okay. Carlos
was claiming anniversary yesterday, I think.
Yes. Okay.
He was doing watches instead of doing. I hope he went out and had a good time with the wife. So I just want to show you this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at this! Wow.
So tomorrow is my 20th anniversary.
Uh-huh.
And this is myself and my wife in Shanghai with our wedding celebration.
20 years ago.
And wasn't I a handsome guy 20 years ago?
Wow. Look at you two. You both look fantastic. Absolutely. And you all were in motion over there in Shanghai.
Absolutely.
There you go. So Steve's been in motion for 20 years plus, folks.
Okay, I'm very proud of that 20 years. It's been a struggle and wonderful all together. We're doing great. And
Vincent says, nice tie there. And Warren says, Steve is always dressed to impress. Steve's studio looks great. This is from Thomas. Congratulations from whatever this is, EHEHEH. David Williams says, happy anniversary to Steve and Linda.
Thank you so much.
And Cheetown, California says, congrats, but he's in Chicago right now.
Okay.
And you haven't aged a day, says Warren Snook.
Oh, come on, Warren.
We've got an optometrist we can refer him to.
Oh, Craig. Wow. Jeez. Thanks, but
so there you go. That's how that goes. But
okay,
all right.
So I have another little tale, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Thank you for putting up with my wild show at Ike Bahar yesterday, and had an interesting little interlude.
Okay.
And let me see if I can put this up. Okay, just 1 second.
Now, is that a sport coat that you're wearing, or is that a suit?
It's a sport coat.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Little red accents.
Looks nice. I like it. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm going to move my other camera a little bit and focus on this.
Now, what's the deal with the gold chain?
The gold chain?
Yep.
What chain?
On your wrist.
Oh. This is a... Stiefel is into these as well. This is a made in Vicenza, Italy, 18 karat gold. This is about 7 millimeter thickness. And the nice thing about this is it stretches. And
how in the heck? How did they do that?
8 karat gold. So it's actually a work of technology. This is a several hundred-year-old company but
By the
really
way,
pressing the edge of gold manufacture.
Hey, Steve, your connection is buffering a little bit. Are you connected via a Cat5 cable? Your internet?
I am. It's going through the cam link into my wireless. You're right. MacBook.
Is it
And
possible? Is it possible for you to connect to the Cat5 cable?
I have one here, and it's.
If you can, I'm sure it'll help.
Yeah, I got it. And
Take your
I've
time.
got to find an adapter. And this is part of the Chinese fire drill.
Yeah, take
here.
your time. I'm going to show them the GMT in the meantime. It's 5:20. It's coming up on 5:22 p.m. here on these East Coast United States. I'm going to pause this, freeze it right at straight up minute hand here. Bam! I just paused it, and you can see I've got the minute hand very, very close. But again, because of the camera angle, you can't really tell for sure. But there you go. That's how we do that. And that's the GMT. But that's what we see when people use Wi-Fi for their connection. It gets dicey sometimes. Let me give you the background on Wi-Fi, folks, while he's getting this ready. Wi-Fi was a garbage frequency. And what happened was back in the day when the computer folks wanted a frequency to be able to do Wi-Fi, the folks at the FCC said, I'll tell you what, we'll just give you this spectrum. Nobody wants it. It's garbage spectrum. We'll just give it to you. You can just use it. No licensing, no nothing, right? And so the Wi-Fi folks were happy as could be. And so that's why we ended up with garbage spectrum for Wi-Fi. And that's why Wi-Fi to this day doesn't work very well. Just we're educating you guys a little bit on the Wi-Fi situation. So Steve is getting hooked up here.
I think it's on. But I've had to cross-wire things so that I'm not going to have a good angle on my watches. So,
jeez.
This is a rat's nest. And,
okay.
We've agreed that we're going to get a little media card to put this all in. But
so you're going to go. You're going to go for a 2-day vacation, and when you get back, you're going to have the cart, right?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Steve's going to get this all set up, folks. He's going to get it set up. Just give him a little bit of time. Be a little patient. And Steve's going to make some wild things happen. But let's get back to that bracelet real quick before you go to the watch. How in the heck does that thing stretch? How does that work?
Okay, there are little springs in between each link. And this is really nuts. When you expand it, you're actually compressing the springs.
Uh-huh.
And and you can barely see them between the interstices here.
Is that some kind of special technology? I mean,
It's patented.
And do you sell those at the store?
Yes, we do. This is a brand called Fope, F-O-P-E, made in Vicenza, Italy. There are not many dealers in the country. I think just a handful. Der Stiefel is aware of this brand and likes it.
Does he have one?
No, he's got to get one from me though pretty soon.
Wow. Now, how much would that one be right there that you got on?
$57.50.
$5,750.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. I like the way it goes on and off. Do they come in different sizes?
Yeah. Well, we'll make it to your wrist. You don't want it compressed on you. This just fits me. And this is a 7mm, and we can do 6, 5, and smaller ones. This is a pretty good size thickness, but I'm not a tiny guy. So I love it.
So Carlos put some trivia in the chat. Hedy Lemire, one of the hottest actresses and probably the smartest, invention contributed to the development of Wi-Fi. Okay, well, they should have given her a better spectrum. That's what I have to say.
Yep. You're right. I heard that story before.
Now, somebody said that's solid gold. I guess the springs are not gold, but everything else is gold.
No, don't guess, my friend. It's 100% 18-karat gold.
Even the springs?
Everything.
How did they do that?
Well, that's why it's patented. They're a high-tech, ancient gold working firm. It's a very cool outfit.
Now, how
And
durable are those?
lifetime warranty.
Really?
I've had this for 3 years, on and off every day. It's just as tight and secure as the day I got it.
So
And
Chi-Town, California says if that is spring steel incorporated in that bracelet, then it will hold up well. But no, he says it's all gold. Chi-Town, California, it's all gold.
it is, and at some point I can do a macro photo of the springs. They're a little hard to, you have to line it up just right to see them.
Well,
But I still can't.
What's mind-boggling to me is that they could do all of that, and it could be as robust as you say it is. That they're willing to stand behind it. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Very impressive.
it's a very good company, and very thinly distributed here at least.
All right,
okay.
folks, there you go.
Happy to take orders. So I'll tell you my little anecdote from yesterday, another one. So let me see if I can get this shot over here. So I'm at the event yesterday. I'm complaining, Craig, I'm in the focusing process.
Take your time.
Yeah. But you can't see that, can you? Maybe you can see it here. Can you read that?
Yeah, that's not in focus now. The watches in the back, I think, are in focus. Okay, now, yeah, we can read it right there.
So this is very interesting. I'm at the party yesterday. Somebody says, "Oh, that's the ambassador of Monaco over there." And so I ran over and introduced myself and shook his hand. And unfortunately, it was the lady next to the guy who was the ambassador. So of course, I made a big faux pas sexist faux pas.
So Steve managed to put his size 13 foot in his mouth.
Well, thank you very much, Craig.
There you go.
You keep flattering me. But we got chatting, talked to her for about 20 minutes. And, of course, we carry...
now, is she going to be okay with you putting her phone number and her fax number and everything on the air?
Well, this time a little
oh, well.
Preferred us.
Oops.
So, I want to tell the story. So, of course, we carry the brand Atelier de Monaco watches. And they make watches for the prince and princess, as well as for our showcase. We were the first dealer in the Western Hemisphere. Beautiful watches. I'll profile them one of these days. So, but we have our next private dinner with our watch customers with Atelier de Monaco. We're going to invite the ambassador, and this is one of the nice perks of being in the D.C. area. You get to meet some interesting folks like that.
Oh, especially in Georgetown. By the way, did you hit your fader bar a little bit? It looks like maybe your fader bars. Did you push it a little bit?
No.
The fader bar on the mixer?
No, this.
Oh, okay. Something else was in the way. Okay. I didn't know what that was.
You forced me to, by putting it on the internet, I had to compromise the position of everything.
Okay.
So
there you go.
All right. I've just got a couple of watches here today. I'm not going to eat everybody's time. I have to rejigger this. So
just so you know, for some reason we're getting the poor connection warning again. So maybe you think you're connected to Wi-Fi, but you're not actually.
Really?
I mean, connected to Cat 5. The only way you can tell for sure is if you turn off the Wi-Fi, and then if you're still connected, we know you're on the LAN.
I don't think that's a good idea. So,
okay.
I just have a little bit more of my segment here,
and try to focus on the watch face so we can see that a little clearer.
Yeah.
It looks
so physically. Whoops! I just lost my. There we go. All my watches and lines are stretched to the limit.
Gotcha. So it looks like you've got two divers watches there.
I do, and I have back in stock the professional diver, the limited edition, which is the top piece with the blue dial.
Yeah, we lost the picture again.
Yeah, because I'm hitting the cable. Whoops. There we go.
This is what we call live TV, folks. Just so you know, this is what happens with live TV. Is things are sometimes a little bit every which way, but hey, there you go.
Okay, so I'm not going to touch anything.
Okay.
So that is the professional diver that Warren purchased one, and I got. This is probably the last one around. We pulled it through Grand Seiko from another dealer who couldn't sell it, and so it's here. Great piece, and we've done very well with it, and just let everybody know it's here. And below it is the green dial.
So bottom line is you've got two really special dive watches in stock.
Yeah, this is the SBGA331. It's Asia only, just a couple of hundred pieces. It's been widely reported in the watch blogs.
Yes.
But it's not through normal channels. This piece is new and unworn, but I've acquired it from another customer.
Okay.
But it still has all the original wraps on it, so you can't see the beautiful textured dial through the wraps, but I'm going to leave it that way for whoever purchases it.
So there you go, folks. Steve has two really rare divers. Now, the one on the top is a 600-meter diver. The one on the bottom, a 200-meter?
Well, it's the same as the SBGA 229.
So it's a 200-meter. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. You want the beast on the top? You take your choice. You can get the beast on the top. Now, the one on the bottom then would be also a spring drive, just like the 229. There you go. So you got your choice. You got a high beat beast on the top, 600-meter watch with a gorgeous dial, and then you got a spring drive with a gorgeous dial. So, folks, take your pick or buy them both.
That's a great idea.
Would you give them a deal if they bought both?
We always give a deal. So
this would be a meal deal, folks. This would be a diver meal deal. Okay? A diver meal deal from Steve. Two very special watches, hard to get, limited edition watches, a 2-4 deal.
Absolutely. Okay, so I've got a couple of other little pieces. I've got to shuffle the deck here a little bit. You can
and Warren says he's wearing the High Beat GS diver as we speak.
Great. And I bet he's enjoying the heck out of it.
Oh, by the way, I've noticed that now that the weather's getting warmer, I am really enjoying the diver again. It really loves the hot weather, the warmer weather, the titanium diver. It's really, really in its element. So there you go, folks. That's another report on the SBGA 231, the titanium diver. While Steve gets that watch focused in, we'll cut back to Steve once he gets it in focus.
Okay, I got two watches. I'm doubling up now for efficiency.
Those are two more unusual watches, too.
Okay, I have one of your followers is looking at these watches, so I'm doing double duty also with showing the watches live and interesting pieces. So the one on the bottom is the Golden Snowflake. I think I've mentioned or maybe shown it briefly before, which we have in stock, and you don't see that too often. And Craig's also discussed that the legibility is...
yeah, it looks like that gold really stands out. So, yeah, if you want something different and you want something maybe a little more legible, that gold snowflake. And we got a comment in the chat, titanium divers are the way to go. Grand Seiko and Omega do it well. Watch Doctor. Well, here we go. We got a titanium all-arounder. The one on the bottom, that snowflake, that's a titanium all-arounder piece. So Steve's got you covered.
Okay.
And Thomas says, I'm wearing my Panerai Titanium Luminor 1950. Thomas in the house. All
Well,
right, keep going, Steve.
okay, then above that is the a 9F.
Mm-hmm.
You can, obviously, because it's bouncing along.
Yep.
An SBGV239. That's with the blue dial.
Wow.
And, if I tweak it a bit, maybe you can see a little of the blue. You really have to
Yeah,
have it.
you can definitely see some of it coming out,
Yeah.
and that's probably just like my GMT. When it gets out in the sun, it really plays with the light.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that picture I took of the GMT out in the sun yesterday?
Yeah.
It really, really started popping. Now, how thick is that one? Remind me. Is that another 12 mil thick watch?
Uh, I don't have that in my head.
Okay.
That's the GS44 case.
Yeah.
Just to note that.
It's going to be nice and trim. I think it's about the same thickness as my GMT. I think it's about 12 or a little less.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one below it, the spring drive, is a little more. I think it's 12.5 mils, something like that. But yeah, those are both very good options for all-arounders, for extremely rugged, all-around heavy-duty use.
Okay, so I'm going to wind it up with a vintage piece that I picked up from one of our fellows on the channel.
All right, I'll wait till you get it focused, and then I'll cut to it.
Yeah, I got to
You're
get
getting
the
a
light
little bit of reflection on it. Maybe you need to face it more straight towards the
and
camera.
focus.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoa, that looks pretty cool.
It's a beautiful
Oh,
watch.
wow. That looks pretty
This
cool.
is a very rare titanium alpinist
Mm-hmm.
with perpetual calendar.
Wow.
Okay, and that's an internal rotating bezel on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got that in, and that's for people who are into the alpinist, a real collector's item. That's probably the rarest of them.
You better email me the info on these watches so I can add it to the notes on the
In my spare time.
yeah, in your spare time. Have your staff do it.
I'll call my assistants.
Let's see. GS Diver. The Warren says GS Diver is my collection favorite. The dial is sublime. And Thomas asked, "What color is it, Warren?" The dial.
It's going to be blue.
And yeah, it's like a really cool looking blue too, with that texture and everything.
See if we can do a little better. Oops. Gotta put it back up on its mate. Are you getting any?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see some of the blue. It really is like a dark navy blue. It's really stunning. It's especially attractive in person. You really have to see that watch in the flesh. I mean, it is not to disappoint. I saw one time when you had it there at the store, and it is amazing.
Yeah, and surprisingly light, given its dimensions. It's
So that one's titanium also?
it is.
Wow.
It is.
Wow. Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's a terrific watch. We love it.
Talk about a heavy use watch, folks. You want a heavy use sport watch that can take it for a lifetime. There you go.
So,
And Thomas asked, has it got a pattern dial? Absolutely. Look at that. Look at the pattern right now on the screen. It's the top watch there. It really looks good. And Matt says, New Hampshire wind turbine watch collecting crew checking in. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Matt is in the house. Matt Atkinson. And Warren says, Thomas, it looks like a hobnail dial and pops in the sunlight. Yeah, it really is stunning. I mean, they got it right with that watch, folks. If you want a 600 meter automatic watch, there you're looking at it right there. That's the one to get. Do not pass go. Get that puppy. That'd be my advice. All right. Anything else before we let you get to ordering that cart?
Wow. No, I think I've done it all. I got to get ready for my weekend, and thank everybody for watching once again.
There you go. And yeah, troubleshoot that internet connection. Make sure next time you're hooked up with a Cat 5 cable. And you might want to make sure that you've got enough bandwidth coming into that place so that other people in there aren't hogging up the bandwidth, and that might be the problem too.
I think we have a lot of bandwidth, so
yeah. So it must be the connection.
It probably didn't take over the wireless.
Yeah. All right,
I've got to get it stable. So
we will get it sorted out when he gets the cart and all. He'll have a wired connection, and oh, by the way, I was watching one of the Watchbox, one of their shows yesterday, the one where they have the two guys that talk with each other about different watches, and they've got the desk mics. They've got the desk stand and a mic on the stand, and the one guy kept getting like too far away from it, and the other guy kept telling you need to get closer. And first of all, the mics are like $40 mics that they use. They're not that great a mic, right? I've got one in the other room. I've had it for years.
What came in today?
Yeah, that's the E&G mic right there. But so we don't have to do much to eclipse them as far as production quality. I can tell you that right now. But that E&G mic right there, that's one of the best electronic news gathering mics in the business. When you see people interviewing people out in the field, like on the major networks and all that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be using that Electro Voice mic right there. Hold it up a little bit so they can see it. That's the Electro Voice. That's the long handle version. And that is no joke, folks.
Except this doesn't plug into the switch.
What are you talking about?
The plug.
Yeah, what switch? What switch are you talking about?
The Roland.
No, it plugs into the mixer.
I'm not using the mixer.
Well, you're going to have to be using a mixer of some sort.
All right, got it. Okay, don't bore everybody with their technical issues.
All right. Well, hey, no, they're interested.
Sign off.
They're interested. They're all about it. So, hey, Steve at littletreasury.com. Steve at Little Treasury, and the URL is littletreasury.com. And by the way, Steve, you might want to edit the text that you display on your broadcast. You have Little Treasury Jewelers,
yes,
jewelry or whatever. You might want to edit that and just put littletreasury.com.
That's not coming through now, though, because
no. But I'm just saying when you're using the Video Pro,
got it.
Because I think it'd be handier for you to have littletreasury.com on there so that people know exactly how to get to you.
Good suggestion.
So,
okay,
all right,
everybody.
there you go, folks. Steve in the house. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Littletreasury.com. Littletreasury.com. Steve is no joke, folks. He's getting the real watches. He's getting the real watches in the house in stock. He puts up the money, folks. He gets the real watches in there. Absolutely no joke. Andrew says, thank you, Steve. Top man coming in the house. Let me get this cord out of the way here. Okay. He's going to be using a better microphone than me. He's going to be using the Electro Voice. It handles plosives better. I have to be a little off axis, so when I do Peter Piper picks a pack of, so that the plosives don't go into the mic. That Electro Voice, it doesn't matter. You can eat the mic, you can blow right in it, it doesn't matter. You can be out in a hurricane interviewing people. The wind noise is not an issue with that mic. That mic is bad to the bone. $200 mic. It's not cheap either, but there you go. Thomas says, great stuff, Steve. All right, so what else are we going to do here? I think we're getting close to being ready to wrap this puppy up. Let me know, is there anything that I missed that I forgot to talk about? Oh, those guys. you guys probably saw the show. They were talking about, they were comparing like the super hyped watches. Like they compared a Patek Philippe, I guess it was about 60 grand, to a Vacheron, I think that was like 16 grand or something. They were comparing an overhyped watch and then a watch that's not as hyped, and okay, is this the better way to go? And it was funny, the one guy made a comment about how the one watch would be a good investment or something or whatever, and that, you know, that it probably wouldn't lose money after 20 years. You know, the $20,000 watch, you know, would probably still be worth $20,000. And I'm like, okay, so here's the deal. If you took $20,000 and you invested it properly, it's going to pretty much triple after 20 years, because every 7 years it should double. So 21 years, right? It should triple, right? So in other words, it should go, oh no, yeah, okay, so it should go from 20,000, 7 years later, it should be 40,000, right? 7 years after that would be 14 years. It should be 40,000. And then 7 more years, it should be 80,000. So basically you should have $80,000, not $20,000, right? So that's the problem, is a lot of these guys were never taught math in school. So they think $20,000 is the same as $80,000. So that's how that works. But yeah, there was some real bad advice in that show. But that's what we see a lot of on the internet. You see, can you imagine that you see a lot of bad advice on the internet? Of course, you're not going to get any bad advice here. Here, everything is just like exactly the way it should be. It's like nirvana, right? Let's see here. Use a Rode mic for Skype. I use a Rode mic for Skype. Here's the thing. The problem with when you're doing Skype on the phone, on the computer it's different, but when you're doing Skype on a phone, like on an iPhone, for example, it won't recognize a lot of external mics that you hook up. Skype won't. It wants you to use the internal mic, which is kind of a pain. So there's that. This is a family show, no blowing into the mic. There you go. Rode make decent mics for a decent price. Yeah, Rode is okay, but in this boom arm, by the way, I think is a Rode. Where's the thing? Yeah, it's a Rode, this boom arm. Rode stuff is okay, and I've got some of it. It's not at the level of that Electro Voice mic that Steve has there. That Electro Voice, that's like the best electronic news gathering mic you can buy for the spoken word, you know, for out in the field, in a hurricane, you know. It can double as a hammer if you need to like knock in a hammer, nail in or something, you're setting up a set or whatever. It can double as a hammer. So that mic is the real deal. This is a Shure Beta 57 is what this is. This is a Shure Beta 57, which I like. I like the Beta 57, but there are a lot of reasons why that Electro Voice is a step up for certain applications, especially when dealing with the plosives, the popping. Let's see. Omega's announcement was disappointing. No caliber 321 movement and a big price tag. The Omega Aquaterra World Timer looks like a showstopper. Okay. The only thing I have against a lot of the newer Omegas is they're too thick. They've made a lot of them too thick, I think. Cheetown, California. Craig, do you consider Sennheiser mics better than Rode mics? Oh, yeah. A lot of the Sennheisers are going to be better. Yeah. Now, one problem I have with the Sennheiser AVX system, and with actually a lot of the Sennheiser mics, is they do not handle plosives well at all. So that is an Achilles heel for them. The mic that you may see in some of my videos where I'm interviewing people, it's a wireless mic. That's a Sennheiser. And you got to keep that down below their chin so those plosives aren't hitting that mic. You know, mic placement is very important. So keep it down below the chin. But other than that, they're very good mics. And their lavalier mics are very good. I have the MKE2 lavalier mics, a Sennheiser MKE2. Those are pretty much the best in the business. There's a couple of Sonys that would rival them. The ECM 88 Sony is fantastic. The ECM 77 Sony's lav mics are fantastic. I've got all of the above. Yeah. How do you do lighting, Craig, for your video and photos? Watch Doctor. Well, that depends on where I am and what I'm shooting. When I shot the video here with Ellie Cook, let me pull that up real quick. Just use that as an example. Let's see if I can pull it up. I'll tell you what we did and how we lit that. You can spend a lot of time, effort, and money on lighting, or you can run and gun and just make things happen without it. A lot of my events and all, I don't bring any lighting because I just don't have time to fool with it. But I have a lot of lighting. I have a lot of strobes, and I also have a lot of continuous lighting. And I think I put in the description here, did I put what I used for lighting? No, I didn't. I should have put it in there. But let me see if I can pull this up. Watch on YouTube. And I'll cut to this and
people don't want to talk about it, so I share it.
Shoot,
song by
Give me
song.
a second here.
The dark.
Okay. Here's Ellie Cook, and
Hi,
then I'll tell you how
Ellie
I
Cook.
lit it.
You can find me on social media at Ellie Cook Music. And don't forget to click that little bell so you'll get a notification when I post something.
Let me pause this. I'll wait till another shot, and then I'll pause it, and then I'll tell you.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching.
Okay, so paused her right there. What I have here is I have a large continuous light, and I'll have to get you the model number. I've got reviews here on my channel, but I've got a large continuous light with a large soft box on camera left. And then behind her, lighting her hair, you see the hair light there? I have a Rotolight Neo, just out of camera shot, lighting her hair. And then I have another Rotolight Neo to camera right. That's giving those catch lights, those little catch lights in her eye. So I've got this lit with, I had the overhead lights on too. I had the big soft box on her. And then I had two Rotolight Neos. That's basically how this is lit.
The ships roll in, and then I'll watch them roll away again. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
And her mom was actually doing the jib work with this shot here.
My home in Georgia.
That camera was on a jib,
Headed for
and she was doing that pan with the jib.
'Cause I ain't got
This was 4
nothing
cameras,
to live for,
2
and
fixed
it looks
cameras,
like
the
nothing's
jib
gonna
shot,
come my
and then a
way.
handheld camera.
So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change. everything remains
Okay, so you can watch that, the whole
the
video. It's on my channel. So there you go. So there's a little lighting 101 for that. But to answer the question, I've got a lot of strobes that I don't use that often anymore. And then I've got a whole bunch of different continuous light sources that I use from time to time. But not all the time. Right now, I've got two relatively inexpensive soft lights. I've got one right here, a soft box over my head. And then I've got a soft box on the table there that the GMT is on. I've got a soft box right over top of that, giving continuous light that's consistent. The main thing is you want consistent light. And then the problem here with this current setup is because of the white shirt, this camera here, camera 1, is kind of having some trouble with the exposure. I should have set that manual, right? But again, I'm too late. Okay, so let's see. Let's catch up on the comments, and then we're going to go on from there. Thomas says, "Watch Doctor. Was there anything from Blah Pong?" Okay, yeah, I think they announced some stuff. I personally use Sennheiser HD650 audiophile headphones for listening to music there. Are they very comfortable? Because these Sonys are not comfortable. These are okay for checking the audio for a short period of time, but they're very uncomfortable to wear for a long period of time. Are those Sennheisers comfortable? Because if they are, I might try a pair. AKG make great mics. I haven't tried those. Craig always gets the best ladies. Warren Snook. Ellie's a very nice young lady. Very nice young lady. I've had 2 different sessions here with her shooting some music videos. Check that out. Search Ellie, E-L-L-Y, on my channel. E-L-L-Y. It's not E-Y, it's E-L-L-Y. And you'll see some of her videos. And she's got some videos that I produced for her that are on her channel also, that aren't on my channel. So you want to see more of Ellie Cook, go check her out. She's good. She's a really good singer, I think. I think she's talented. Chip is right. EV makes one of the best ENG mics in the business. Blue shirt Buddha in the house. Andrew says Craig's place is dope. Shire Beta 57 and 58 are some of the best all-around mics. Blue shirt Buddha. Who is anyway? Craig needs to appear on MTV Cribs. Warren Snook in the house. The Electro Voice RE20 is a standard broadcast microphone. Yeah, I forget the model that Steve has there, but it's the long handle, high output version because it works better with the Shure MVI mixer. If he uses it with that in conjunction with the phone, he wants that higher output. But yeah, they make some good stuff for ENG purposes. Is there a GMT Grand Seiko automatic option? Love the look. Yes, they have one. It's just a little bit thicker. They have the same watch basically in an automatic, but it is a little bit thicker. Absolutely they have it, if that's what you want. Let's see. Sennheiser are the best. Cheetown, California, the HD650S are extremely comfortable, but you need a headphone amplifier to power them, and they are open back. If you want good monitor, suggest trying the Sennheiser HD380 Pro. Is the HD380 Pro, are those comfortable? I'm really looking for comfort here is my main criteria. If I'm going to wear them like during this show, if I'm going to wear them for like a period of time, I really want them to be comfortable. Oh, shoot. I got to log back into my damn Amazon. Come on. this thing fighting me. I might have to do it on my other, for crying out loud. I can't get into my damn Amazon here. I'm going to have to do it on the other computer. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get rid of this damn LastPass is worthless. Don't anybody ever sign up for LastPass. It absolutely sucks. I can't get logged into my damn account. Let's see here. Oh, well, I have to do it on my other computer. But anyway, I want to check on those. Can you send me an email of the one that is the most comfortable, the headphones that have good sound, but my priority is comfort. That's my main thing. I want them to be really comfortable on the head. So please send me an email what you recommend, and I'll check them out. My name, CraigShipp, CraigShipp@gmail.com. CraigShipp@gmail.com. So, let's see. HD 380 Pros are very comfortable and isolate sound well. The clamp is fairly firm, but the ear cups are very tall and deep. Cheetown, California. I think Craig's watch, the automatic is Japan market only? Okay. I didn't know that. Oh, well, it happens. All right, we're going to wrap this puppy up. Thank you all for joining us, and hopefully we might be able to do something over the weekend. I'm not sure. We'll see. Steve is going on his 20-year anniversary trip. He'll be gone for a couple days, so we'll figure all that out. Let me see if I can get in here and log in. Da, 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 da. All right, here we go. Let's stop this. Hey, remember, click subscribe, click the bell. Click subscribe, click the bell.